What? Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And boy, am I back again. Um, what's going on here? Well, I'll let you know in a hot sec. Hey, brothers and sisters,
Hold on.
what's up?
Second.
What's
Hold
up?
on.
What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi. All right. So, as I get this thing started, as you know, Trump, in a political hack, has been impeached. All right. Now understand this. What's up, Texas Marine? Trump has been impeached. All right. And I want you to understand when I say that this is a political hack job, that's exactly what I mean. It's a political hack job that is about to backfire. All right. And it's kind of one of those political hack jobs where the Democrats, because of their anger, okay, and there's some Facebook posts, and there is so much H8 for this man because, and the sole reason for this H8 for this man is simply because, hold on, is simply because this man dared to be a man. I want y'all to understand the gravity of that. In this country, in the country of the United States, in this country, in the United States, this country has made it by their laws tantamount, almost illegal, for a man to be, well, what we were created to be, men. It is making it by law illegal for us to make a decision, by law, because of Me Too, illegal for us to be in the presence of a female on the job. Now, understand this and what I mean by law illegal. There are certain avenues that one may take whereby all right, whereby there are certain avenues that one may take whereby you recognize that as a man you have to walk on eggshells because it's kind of illegal to be a man in the United States. See, people might think I am just being facetious, but I am stating a legal, obvious conundrum for a man. All right. And I want y'all to really understand what's going on here. Now, let's take a step back before I start breaking everything down. And y'all just bear with me real quick because I'm just getting the message out. Because this is going to be an important live, right? What's happened is in this country, they started with the Afro man and say, we're not going to allow you to exist as a man. We want you to exist as a shell of a man, but not as a man. You know these prisons and these judgeships that own these prisons and stuff? I hope y'all understand and recognize that these people that are framing brothers to put them in jail so that the prisons can make money. All right. There's a brother that talked about it. Somebody sent me a YouTube video of a brother that's in the industry that had the letter that a lot of these cats sat at the table. They made them sign a letter saying that you will not talk about anything that's going on at this table. Right? But here's the BS about it. If people are doing something illegal like setting up other brothers, then anything that they made you sign before they let you know, okay, we're going to set up your community for failure. We're going to use hip hop as a means to put brothers in jail or brainwash them as children. We're going to take upstanding men out of the home by popularizing the thug culture to the women. Oh, and we're not going to worry about it because we're going to have ignorance just abound in these so-called neighborhoods run by these females, the single mothers. Okay? So the Smurfs, y'all figure that out. I just gave you the clue. So the Smurfs, all right, they are now teaching their sons to run out in the street by example, right? They're teaching their daughters to work off of the system. I want you to understand this. And they're teaching their daughters, well, you don't have to worry about anything because the system I'm teaching you to work off of will be there for you in perpetuity. Except when it's not. All right? And so now you got this system of wickedness that has caused this country to be financially at risk. You got this system that is causing people to work a lot harder for less, or they were, and some still are. And you got people saying somebody needs to fix this. You got a bunch of brothers waking up and they're starting to understand because of the life that they live. Wait a minute. I made a conscious decision not to do certain things. All right? They're saying, I made a conscious decision not to do certain things. Why can't these other people make the same conscious decision? You understand? And there's a lot more going on. So as these people are making conscious decisions to do the right thing, they're starting to recognize that there's a lot of things we can do without the government as a people. When we started making money on YouTube and stuff like that, I want y'all to understand this. When brothers started making money on YouTube, when brothers started making money by discussing the community and actually coming up with solutions, we had, well, let's take my channel for instance, because we all know what I was doing with the money from YouTube. All right. We know that my channel used every dime that and then some of my own money, every dime that I made, it went back into the community. The very community that betrayed me every step of the way. See, so this is how I know what this so-called community is capable of. All right. So what's going on here? What happened? All right. What's up? Simplified Texas Marine. What's up, Torrance Johnson? Torrance Johnson. Okay. All right. I don't know who else is on here because, as we know, lately when I've been coming on here, when I've been coming on here, trying to get the message out about a lot of the things that's been going on with all this technology that I have. With all this technology that I have. All right. I am here to tell you that if Google worked the way that people said it was supposed to be working, then there is no problem that anybody should have any kind of issues during live streams. But yet and still, having issues during live streams. All right. One of the things that I wanted to show you is this right here. I want to show y'all a headline. Let's see, which one is this one? No. Hold on for a second. There's a particular headline I want to show you. I wanted to show you this one. All right. So off to your left, you see lawmakers compare Trump impeachment to, ooh, dare I say, Pearl Mofo Harbor. And I thought about that for a second. And the thing I thought about is, wait a minute, they're not really that much off on that. All right. If you go back in history, what happened is, in order to keep the Americans out of the war, and here, this is the parallel to Pearl Harbor. In order to keep the Americans out of the war or contesting the Pacific, The Japanese decided to try to cripple the U.S. Navy. They got a lot of ships, but they didn't get the aircraft carrier. All right. So, hold on. Just typing something in real quick. All right, so they didn't get the aircraft carriers, and this is why this is significant. We were able to win the United States. I don't know, I loosely say we, but the United States were able to win because they didn't get the aircraft carriers, because the aircraft carriers were out and were not docked at Pearl Harbor. All right. And so this is what happened. So let me break this down for you. That turned out to be a mistake by the Japanese because it pushed us to commit our attention to the Pacific. All right. And because they didn't get the aircraft carriers, we were able to just, the United States, I keep forgetting, the ABWs, the Smurfs, have reminded me that Facebook and Google reminded me that I'm not a citizen, is because they consistently take away brothers like me right to speak on the treachery and the condition of the community in which we live. They've decided that only they can determine and define how I think, and that they, the majority, have the right to do anything they want to us, the minority, that was supposed to be protected under these laws that were created in 64. All right. So this is what we have here. We have a condition where we got a lot of ignorant folks thinking they won something when they don't understand what just happened. So let's get back to this Pearl Harbor thing. Pearl Harbor was a preemptive strike that once they started making the plans, they just had to carry the plans out. All right. So what happened is, before Donald Trump, understand this and understand how corrupt the system is. Before Donald Trump became president, hold on. Before Donald Trump became president, they were already claiming that they were going to impeach him. So I want y'all to understand this. Before Donald Trump became president, they were already set up to impeach him. So I want y'all to understand how serious this is and what kind of a country that we're really living in. All right. Some of the stuff that has come out lately, um, I've done a few videos about it. Some of the stuff that has come out lately, with the forgery of documents and everything. So they forged documents, they lied, forged documents, spied on Donald Trump, falsified evidence, and all this because when you are a member of Congress and you are a Democrat, the laws of the United States don't really apply to you. This is basically what they're saying. We're not even going to go into the Clinton Foundation and the stuff that Hillary Clinton has done and all of the mysterious deaths of people caught in these rings, these PF rings, right? We're not even going to discuss that. Well, we're going to discuss that. It's because this gets into the hypocrisy of the news media. So, back to Pearl Harbor. Like Pearl Harbor, they decided to do a preemptive strike and they claimed that they're going to take out Trump even before he became president. And why was that? Because they did not like him. And it's worse than that. They hated the man for the sole reason that he beat Hillary in an election. Or in most cases, we say selection. But nevertheless, he beat this man, the woman, in that election selection. Let's call it like that. Cleaned her clock. All right. And so now now what's going on is all the headlines says Trump impeached. Trump impeached. All right. You got some lawmakers, some okay, so we're gonna go with the Gabby Douglas real quick. So I'm looking at all of this, right? Um, and so basically what's going on is this was a witch hunt from the beginning. They said from the beginning they're going to impeach the guy, right? There we go. They said from the beginning they're going to impeach the guy. What's up, B the Great B? All right. The other thing is that as all this stuff was coming out, and I want y'all to make sense of this. As all these things were coming out, Google start banning brothers like me from our main channels. So this has been a basic war against the citizens of America by the media, by people like Google. All right. This has been an egregious war against the regular citizens. And part of that war is you get rid of the voices of the people. You don't let the voices of the people speak. Why do you do that? You don't want their story to be heard. You don't want the truth to come out. You don't want people to remind others what's really going on. See, there's a lot going on here, right? And you don't want people to remind you that all of this is starting because of one thing. This man beat somebody that felt entitled to the presidency. And not only did he beat her, but he beat her soundly. Part of the reason he beat her because she was lazy, because she felt entitled to the presidency. And then you got a bunch of these females on Facebook. All right. You got a bunch of these females on Facebook that are glad that he's impeached because he's on his way out, not realizing what the process is and not realizing that he committed no crime that they found. And so they come up with this weak abuse of power, which, well, you can impeach every president for that when you feel like, oh, he abused his power because we don't like him. Basically, that's the whole gist of the impeachment thing. So now what you have here is a situation where the Democrats really, really, really have upset a lot of men. Here's the other thing that they did not calculate. Not only did the Democrats upset a lot of men, all right, but they upset those men's wives. I took a clip from a video. Dr. Sheikh Mohammed, he said this, and I'm gonna use it in a video probably tomorrow. He said this: the reason why Trump won, he won because the system started to neuter. Hold on, George Johnson. And while y'all are in here, I'm adding moderators. So if y'all don't mind, George Johnson, along with B the Great B, if y'all could be moderators for me. Okay, so let me break this down. So part of what happened is this, that okay, so part of what's happening is this, that what the brother said was that, somebody tell me who this is. Let me see. See if I pull him up. Funny how all my stuff just stopped working all of a sudden when I do these live shows. But what the brother said is the reason why Trump won is that the Caucasian males, all right, he said that the Caucasian males what is the name of this guy? All right. I'll show it to y'all. I'll show him to y'all. So let me, hold on. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing. All right, so basically, he said that the Caucasian males were being neutered by basically the Democrats. They were taking away the rights of the men. And he said, in other words, understand this. They saw that the power to be men were being stripped from the Caucasian male. I'm going to put his picture up real quick so y'all can see who I'm talking about. And as a result of which, he said many of them, seeing that power being stripped away from them little by little, voted for Trump because when they saw him come in there, they saw somebody that was, the man's man, the real man, so to speak. All right. And I thought that was so poignant. And I thought that was poignant for this reason. When the Caucasian woman saw that her male was being taken down by the system, she did not unite with the system to help the system take her man down. She bonded instead with her man to go against said system. This is the brother right here. Let me say that again. I mean, this is great how he pointed this out. He said that what happened in the election and the reason why people weren't able to see what was going on is that when the Caucasian male was weakened by the system, understand this, not only did he stop voting Democrat, but voted for the first person that said that they're going to let him be a man, but his woman joined him in that, and this is what people don't understand, that woman along with that man joined together and said, we will not let you rob our man of his manhood. Remember, I kept telling you that people make laws all the time, especially against us Afro males. All right. But when we saw that they start making laws against males, period, saying that we don't have the right to exist as male, saying that Our masculinity is toxic. Wanting to protect the woman, wanting to protect the children, wanting to work and provide a home. That's toxic. Wanting to make the decisions that will keep our children and our woman from harm. That's toxic. So now we see this man that comes along say, no, I'm a man up and stuff, and I'm going to let my words do what it do. All right, you may not agree with me, but y'all know where I'm coming from. Right? And so when that man said, yeah, if you give me my jobs back, if you can get me my factories back, if you can allow me to take care of my family, I will vote for you. His woman said with him, and whatever he votes for, I'm voting for him. It's kind of like they said, the Caucasian woman said, I am not going to let this system do to my man, or I am not going to assist and help the system destroy my man the way I've seen other, let's say, groups help the system to destroy their man. And that's the difference. So together, they voted for Trump. Come to find out that a lot of people that was in other communities found out that it is better to leave the people of that community alone and not join with them in anything, because they only seek to destroy. They don't have your back for anything. As a matter of fact, you put something up, they'll destroy it. If you have an idea that's not theirs, they will destroy you. Those women watched what was being done to their men. They were watching their voices be taken from them. They were watching their voices being taken from them. They were watching that they couldn't even go to work and say hi to a woman anymore. Think about that for a second. You can't go to work and you can't say hi to a woman. Because if you're high enough up there in a job, they're going to remember something like 5 years ago that you did when both of y'all were single, and you was like, hey, how you doing? And try to get your dog for saying, hey, how you doing? These women didn't like that. Because these women saw that when he said, hey, how you doing? The women that married them said, well, he has a good job. Oh, and that's just so nice how he said, hey, how are you doing? Now, all of a sudden, saying that is not good anymore. See, men have to walk on pins and needles, eggshells. All right, men got tired of it. So they voted for Trump because of what people were doing to the men. And now you got the Democrats run by Nancy Pelosi. Y'all know what it is. You got the media. Look at everybody on CNN. And what agenda do you think they push? That's right. You can't even look at a woman anymore. You can't look at them. All right, so let's look at this comment. Barack Obama said the world would be better off if women controlled it. And that's not true. We see what's going on now. The women, I mean, you got the nature of family being destroyed. You got people now being able to prey on the children. You have no protections for children. You have no protections for the women that say they don't need a man. And you got this thing coming out, right? As they're being destroyed. I had a woman call me from jail. She had a free call. Because I wasn't going to answer no call coming from some jail. You know what I mean? And I don't know you. And I still didn't know the woman is because she used a street name. She used the name Chocolate. I don't know no Chocolate. All right. And I literally didn't know who the person was because they used a street name. Apparently, it was somebody, I thought, I'm going to chop it up. Right. But being an Afro man in America and being that she was probably a Smurf, probably with a child, she decided that hanging with dudes that, push product was a better decision for her. And now she's in jail. Get this. She calls me from prison. And I ain't believing no part of this story, right? She calls me from prison. This is the mentality of these BFEMs. As they say, females. This is just a failure in decision making right here. This woman is going to ride or die with someone pushing products, and they get caught up. The car she was in apparently was a stolen car. Apparently, the people that stole the car murdered somebody. And according to her, when they left her in the car, they left the products that they were pushing. Now, understand her mentality. Understand this mentality. After they left her in the car with the products, these are the people voting Democrat, right? After they left her in a car, they left the products, and she tells me from the jail, she like, I'm not taking no charge, I'm not taking the theft, I'll take the drug. I was like, what? So she'll take one of the charges, but not the other two. I said, and so I'm thinking, okay, so you was running with these people. All right. Now, what she did was everybody's number, whose number she could remember. I'm trying to think, this used to be the old person that used to braid my hair. I don't know. Because she was dark and she could use that name. But anyway, like that fast life, right? But she could braid hair good. She could have worked in the salon. All right. But what happens is this woman goes in and she's calling for somebody to post her bond. All right. She's calling all the people that she knows because she's made no good relationship with any person that have any means. These are the same people that will call me a scrub, but I'm one of the first people they call when they need them because they know enough about me that I try to take care of and look out for my friends, but they don't know enough about me to know that I don't consider them my friend. I told her, well, what happened to all these people you made the relationship with? But this is the mentality that's going on. The man is disposable. He is a check. They only see this as a check. Anytime we try to achieve something, they try to tear us down. All these agenda having people. All right, and I want y'all to understand this. All right. And so basically, they keep taking our channels down. They keep hiding our channels from people because when we're pointing out One, that Trump was able to win because while these women that's going into jail, all right, so, and I want y'all to understand the gravity of what I'm saying. These are women that had an option to pick a guy that if they listened to, they weren't going to end up in jail. But no, I wasn't fun. Wasn't exciting. Nothing that cha-cha, that street dude. All right. And so they picked the streets instead. All right. Because they like living from apartment to apartment. They like hanging out with dudes that's just hitting it and, got them as their mule. All right. And now they apparently these people run out of the car. All right. So this is according to her, of course. And I don't know how much can be believed, but apparently these people run out of the car. And these females will take a charge for the dude that did not love them, did not even like them, but understand that I spit game, and she'll take a charge for that dude. There's a lot of females in jail right now who will tear down a brother, but take a charge for that dude. The Democrats understood that they could get, when Trump was running, there was a lot of videos of women threatening their sons that were of age that they were going to disown them if they voted Republican, voted for Trump. Oh yeah, we ain't swagnificent. Yep, we're not. All right, understand this. We're only people that served in the military, so that means we would protect the family if we had one with our life. But it ain't gonna happen like that. All right. Here's the other thing: 32% of Afro people will vote are now openly supporting Trump. 32% of Afro people are openly supporting Trump. Most of these are men because the brothers are now tired. And what we are tired of is the situation that I just mentioned. All right. I'm not good enough to be with you. I'm only just good enough for you to use me for my resources. No, I don't want to be with you anymore. Where was you at? I was out of country. Oh, why y'all always leaving us? Wait a minute. I'm not leaving you because you ain't with me to leave. And now they have upset the brothers so much that many brothers are tired of all the simps and stuff like that. There is no brotherly love with most of the population. But a lot of the Afro men have awakened and we're banding together. And we didn't need a leader. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. This frightens the Democrats. We're looking at all the scandal behind the Democrats. We're looking at this ring where the guy is murdered in jail. Come on, we know he's murdered in jail. Clinton the operative got caught in these PF rings. You know what I mean by PF? You know, these people going church on these little children. Y'all know what I mean by that, right? So this is what we're going on. This is what's going on. All right. So you got this impeachment, and I'm looking on Facebook, right? This news is hit hard on Facebook. All right. This thing A lot of these B films, a lot of these things are so glad that this dude has been impeached that they didn't even wait to see what that means. So these people are like, yes, we got him. And I was like, you crazy fools. That's the last thing you should have won. If you didn't like the guy, don't vote for him the next time. But the last thing you should have won is an impeachment. Because what you clowns don't understand is that an impeachment is a trial in the Senate. Now, if y'all are familiar with trials, if you're familiar with the Senate, let me make you familiar with the Senate. The Senate is run by Republicans. That's all you need to know. So the Democrats impeached. An impeachment is you're sending up articles to the Senate saying we got evidence to show that this guy abused his power because that's all they could get because he didn't do anything criminally wrong. So abuse of power is their opinion. All right. And the way they came about this was illegal. In a court of law, everybody on the Democratic panels that did all they did and destroyed this, and they're going to be sued. Understand this. This is the outcome of this impeachment. The outcome is of this impeachment is Schiff is going to be sued because they fabricated evidence to out a CIA agent and flipped it to say he wasn't working for the CIA, thereby destroying his life in the media. Oh, CNN is going to be sued because CNN reported false things and tore this dude down in the media. Tore this dude down in the media. Okay? And when they tore him down in the media, CNN had to know that the information that they were using was falsified. So they could tear this dude down in the media. I want y'all to understand how crazy this stuff is getting. All right, this is how crazy this stuff is getting. So Adam Schiff, who ran the hearings, all right, he's opened up and how they went about getting the information. They've opened up a lot of people to lawsuits, to include all the news media. Uh, all right, so in this memo, okay, here we go. All right, so in this memo, there was a memo that was a classified memo that was drafted by Adam Schiff. All right, and during the look into Russia meddling in the elections, which they do all the time, like the United States meddling everybody else's in the world's elections. All right. Okay. So this the what happened was in this memo, they drafted a memo and they said that one of the guys that worked for Trump was, they said he was not an operative for the CIA when actually he was, right? And so they were illegally spying on the Trump campaign, and they were illegally spying on, well, pretty much everything. In his memo drafted by Adam Schiff, let me take a look at it real quick. Rod Rosenstein. Okay, what they did was they went in. So him, Nunez. All right. So basically, I'm not going to give you all this name, but what the Democrats did is what the Democrats did was they forged a memo and doctored it to say that, well, one, the Pfizer report, right? The Pfizer report is, it's kind of like a Pfizer warrant is what you need. You go before the courts to get this so that you can spy on somebody, use surveillance on them. All right. And so what the Democrats did is they lied to get the warrant. All right. Okay, here it is. The IT newness and shift, right? Okay, this is what we want. Horowitz, FBI lawyer. Okay, so I'm gonna report the Fox one because they're going to be more accurate in this because it's about their president, right? So basically, what happened is that Horowitz This is how this all this starts, right? All right, let's see. What happens is Horowitz, there we go, finds. Okay. So this is what I'm looking at, y'all. FBI lawyer falsified FISA documents. All right. So understand this. If you falsify evidence, anybody seen the OJ trial? When you falsify evidence, right? This is what the FBI did. They manipulated key investigation documents related to the surveillance, and this is all the stuff that they used to impeach Trump, right? Now, as this stuff started coming forward, they had no choice but to impeach Trump because they started that train and they couldn't put the brakes on the train. Oh, they forgot to fit the train for brakes to begin with. So they started this train of impeachment before Trump became president. All right. They started them wheels moving, and because they said this is a win-win, we're just going to get rid of this guy before he even gets in there. And we're going to do anything. We're going to lie, cheat, falsify evidence, false documents, destroy lives. This is Democrats. And a lot of lives. What's happening is a lot of the people are starting to see this corruption for what it is. But that's not the only thing that they're seeing. Everybody that is supporting this, the media, the news, with this stuff coming out, a minority amount of papers are reporting it actually what happened. So here we go. The Justice Department, I want y'all to understand this. All right? I want y'all to really, really understand this. And the sad part is that there's a lot of people that would be watching this, but they won't be now because this, I believe, to have my channel taken down when it was taken down, right? And I kind of have a theory as to why they're taking channels like mine down, why Google is doing it, why they're trying to hide the amount of people that may see what I'm talking about. All right, brothers, let me say this, brothers. I want y'all to understand something, brothers. The greatest power we have as a community right now hold on. Can you share this with the group right now? Because you know I don't have access to my groups. All right. Here's the issue. The Democrats are going to lose big again because they don't know how many we are. Because they just kept shutting our voices down on YouTube, on Facebook. We started to go to other places so that we can talk. All right. We started to get together physically. Brothers start to come shake hands. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Let's talk about what's going on. See, you can't stop that. You can't stop. You can silence our voices on Google. You could take us down from Facebook. But you can't get rid of us. because we see how wicked you are. Many of us brothers, right? It just dawned on me why they would let Alex Jones on, because he is a conservative that speaks to conservative males, and they figured out, well, the conservative had those males. But the problem is that when brothers like me are telling you what these people are doing to us and what they're doing to this man Trump, the reason why the Republicans have a little hope is because of Trump too. See, Trump has spun everything just really out of control, turned everything on its head. See, brothers are not Republicans. When they say they're voting for Republican, they're voting for Trump and the people that's going to help Trump. After Trump get out of there, we waiting to see what's going to happen next. See, the Democrats don't have a guaranteed vote, like the females don't have a guaranteed man anymore. All right, so the Inspector General found that the FBI manipulated key investigative documents related to the FBI secret surveillance of former Trump campaign advisor, enough to change the substantive meaning of the document according to multiple reports. But CNN did not report this like this. Fox isn't the only one that have it, but they have the most in-depth coverage, so that's why I use them. But if you look up Horowitz and FISA, FISA, or FISA doctored documents, there's a lot of news media that's reporting this, and they're mainly papers. All right. The new evidence concerned altered documents which pertain to the FBI FISA court warrant application to surveil Page. All right. It was reported by CNN, confirmed by the Washington Post. All right, but the Post, hours after publishing the story, conspicuously removed the portion of its reporting that the FBI. But see, once they report stuff, a lot of people are able to snatch it up fast enough, and that's what we got to do with stuff. We got to snatch it up fast enough so that we have it, because what's happening is these people are trying to manipulate the truth. So the Post reported it, that the FBI employee involved worked beneath Peter's Strokes. The FBI since fired the head of counterintelligence. The Post did not offer an explanation for the change, which occurred shortly after midnight, early this week. Strokes sent a lot of anti-Trump messages, and he was the leading Hillary Clinton email investigation. All right, so this guy that did not like Trump was leading the Hillary Clinton email investigation probe into the Trump campaign. So everybody was coming after Trump illegally and spying on him, setting him up, trying to. All right. And now they went back and got the original version of the story. Now, I'm going to tell you what Trump election has done also. For the people that aren't grasping what the election has done. What the Trump election has also done is that it allowed things, Caucasians, to be opened up to see what Afro people have been talking about the whole time. We have been saying this system is corrupt against us. The Caucasian people have been saying it's just all in your head. We've been saying, no, it ain't in our head. This system is corrupt against us. They set us up, they plant evidence on us, they falsify documents, they do this, that, and the other. All right. When I did the Fox story of what was going on, the surprise in the hearts of the Caucasian people was immeasurable. Not only are they surprised, but they are afraid at what they've seen the Democratic Party do to President Trump. Why? What's up, old school media? This is what they're finding. Old school media. This is what they're finding out. They are saying they did this to the President of the United States. If they do this to the President of the United States, fill in the blank. They're thinking now, if they can do this to the President of the United States, what hope do we have? What's up, young boy 24? I want y'all to understand that. They're saying if they could do this to the President of the United States and still impeach him. And I want you to understand something. I'm looking on my Facebook feed, and you got a whole bunch of females just jumping up and down with glee, talking about we got him, not realizing they don't have crap. They don't under these people. These are people that do not. These are people that do not care about anything. All right. I want y'all to understand this, right? And so, basically, what's really going on, what's really going on, is that something finally put the fear of God in these people, where now they understand what we're talking about. All right, let me pause and say this real quick. Um, for all of y'all that's up in here, in my description box, if you haven't, the NGO that I help support out in Brazil, they need people just to what do you call it? Follow them on Instagram. You don't have to donate anything and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, if y'all want to help this channel out, my donation links will be in the description box also. And what I'm doing is I'm supporting the judo team there, the children that's doing well in judo. They have one female that she's been doing very well. So if y'all would like to help to that cause, I'm gonna take some ducats there. So that they can have stuff to participate in these matches coming up, because they don't have any more money. A lot of it is going on the building. Okay, so exactly. old school wolf media. And so basically, what's really going on is when you look at these Trump videos, the Fox videos, right? These people are afraid, and they have every reason to be afraid. These people are literally afraid at what they've seen the Democrats do. All right. And so basically, this is a political thing. All right. And so I'm looking at Gabby Douglas, Gabbard, not Gabby Douglas, Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard, and she just voted president. All right. So a lot of these people have fear, and they are right to have it. All right. Um, all right. So let me see. Pfizer report. Um, so when I was doing this, right? Even when even when they were talking about the Pfizer reports, right? Even the guy who did the investigation found that everything that in the investigation was just all right. All right, so I'm gonna show you some of the comments from the Fox News stuff, right? All right, and this stuff just gets crazier and crazier, right? Let's see which one this is. No, that ain't the one I want. There it is. All right, I want you to take a look at the comments. All right, I want you to take a look at these comments. My older brother, man, this is what's telling. My older brother was in the FBI back in the 70s. He quit because of corruption. The corruption goes way back. All right. This dude thought that this corruption was long gone, right? All right. They want time limits now. People are afraid. People are afraid. All right. And hold on, let me see. They caught communists infiltrating our government. He says the FBI director is not going to fix anything because they're the crooked ones. All roads lead to Hillary and Obama. Find out who ordered James Comey to violate the laws. And what they've done to General Mike Flynn is totally unforgivable. They're talking about he needs to sue them. Okay. And these are people that don't even like Hannity, right? But they're concerned. So this is FISA's secret courts. This is not constitutional. Get rid of it. No court exonerated Hillary. Why does she walk free from indictment? Understand this. And this is the hypocrisy that I was talking about in the thing, right? The name of this. Hold on. Wait. All right. The name of the thing that they were using, you know how they give a name for um, these surveillance, a name for these programs they're going to use against people? It's called Crossfire Hurricane. And somebody said it right. It's a RICO organization, organized crime syndicate, government employees. And basically, this is what it comes down to: a bunch of Democratic government employees in high places with the Democrat employees in the media came together, and this is where you get the crossfire, to try to whip up anything like a hurricane to see if they could get something on Trump to get him out of office. And in doing this, they lied on other people. They destroyed their lives in the media. I mean, they destroyed their lives, made it a living hell. All right. And if you notice, these people are waking up. They want the judges investigated. I want you to look at this. These people are afraid. It's a cabal, jail time for the deep state. They're saying Schiff and Pelosi need to go to prison. What is really damning is that some of the FBI agents were involved in the biggest scandal against a presidential candidate in the history of the country and are still working there as of today. This is what's scaring people. What good is exposing the liars when they still get to work in office? Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. But Tulsi ain't trying to stand on principle. She don't know where to stand at all. All right, you're asking a question that everybody else is. So let me see if I can zoom it in. All right, I'm gonna make it bigger. All right, so hopefully, let's see. Does that make? Let me know if that makes it better for you. All right, and so basically, a lot of times I know what's going on, and people want Lindsey Graham to do something about this. They're calling Comey and Schiff anti-American. All right, they want Pelosi and everybody to go to jail for breaking all the laws to try to get rid of the guy that they and as well as the females can't stand because he acts like a man. The president's impeachment is a distraction from the amongst the leftists. I'm gonna go back to something else. Hold on. All right. Now here's the thing. So there were three Pfizer warnings, right? In the first one, they lied, right? In the first one, they lied, and they took the same lie, back to the Pfizer judge two more times. Holy crap! Um, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Sun Tzu, and 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 the art of war, but this dude made a particular point. There's a reason Trump wanted the Democrats to do the articles of impeachment, and it has to do with the art of war. Bang. And this is what it is. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. All right. Trump knew that this was going to be a mistake. Trump knew there's a lot of stuff that he knew. And just like they were getting dirt on him, trying to get dirt on him, he was actually had actual dirt on them and his whole system. And everything is coming out. All right. Somebody said America is one nation under God. Well, by under God, if we're literally under God, yeah, but God has nothing to do with our principles because we have nothing to do with God. You have some people in here that try to have something to do with God, but this nation don't even stand up for its own principles, much less spiritual ones. I'm not amazed that Comey lied like he did. I'm amazed that the mainstream media continues to do so. But then look who's running the mainstream media. Uh huh. So here's the thing. And so this is problematic. All right, this is problematic. General Flynn, um, General Flynn, he needs to sue the FBI. He needs to sue the Democrats. He needs to sue CNN, probably MSNBC. He needs to sue the New York, Washington Post. He might need to sue the Times. He needs to go after all these. And see, here's the thing. He needs to go after all of these people and name them in a lawsuit. And that might make them, you know, get a clue. Treason. And what's concerning these people is they're looking at the extent of what these people did to the president of the United States, to a general in the army. And these people are gravely concerned. Hold on, I gotta get rid of a troll. And now let me report them for harassment. Okay. Oh no. And that's the beauty of it. It doesn't. Trump is not loyal. Trump is loyal to Trump. Um, we need to see what the Senate is going to do because, and the Republicans didn't really have anything on Clinton either. You want to impeach the dude over sex? Come on, that was stupid. All right, and this is it. Trump is exposing everything, the crooked system that it is. Hold on, let me take y'all to the next bit. All right, hold on for a second. All right, back again. So these people are very, very, and Carter Page, that's the other guy that needs to sue. So Carter Page is the one that was the CIA asset. And they knew he was an asset, but said that he wasn't. So that they could get a warrant to spy on a CIA asset. All right. You got one. The Democrats have put people in tremendous danger. All right. And so this is what you have. All right. So you have so here's the thing. So now people are concerned. They say the FISA courts need to be closed down. Well, yeah, at least they proved that. Yeah, Clinton did do his thing and everything, but everything that they're getting, they're trying to get Trump on is strictly not even opinion. Um, they're making it up. All right, these people are afraid. Let's start making arrests and prosecute those corrupt people and restore faith in the system again. Because unless they pay um, with their crimes, with jail time, they will keep going, doing the same thing to someone else. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. All right, this is outrageous, very dangerous people to use their power to destroy American citizens. This is what the Democrats have done. They used their power to destroy American citizens because they were upset that a guy beat somebody that felt entitled to the presidency, and he beat her fair and square because people got tired of eroding the men's right to have a family, take care of a family, and protect the family. And guess what? Those men, the so-called white men, had wives, white wives, that wanted to be protected. And instead of bailing on her man and making deals with the system to try to bring their man, they say, no, we want our family. Unfortunately for us brothers, we don't have women that stick by us like that. Period. We have nothing but adversaries. Period. And now these people are starting to find out, yeah, that the government were an adversary to us first, but now that they have the Afro community all but destroyed by using our very own to do it, They came after them. And now these people are waking up to what we Afro people have been saying all along, that this system is corrupt. And you can't trust anybody that works for this system politically. All right? This is fear you see here. These people want Lindsey Graham to bring the hammer down. And the people want Lindsey Graham to do something about it. All right? So this is fear. They are starting to see, these people are starting to get some semblance of what Afro people have to deal with just walking out our door. Knowing that when these people decide to say, look at what Google does. Google will take down a channel, Google will strike videos, and they will accuse us of hate speech when we're talking about the truth of what's going on, of people that despise us and are trying to destroy us. And by us, I mean the Afro male, the good Afro male. The Afro male that is not down for all this stuff that they're trying to throw in our community so that they can make money off of it. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole outline of that. People need to wake up because this is serious. I just want to show you the comments because I think you get a sense of what's going on. These people want justice, and guess what? I don't think we're going to get justice. Oh, that's all right. I saw 'em. All right, but here's the thing: this isn't like the Clinton impeachment. Although I don't think that should happen. I was upset they impeached that man over, you know, having consensual relations. All right, and the way they did that. But this is different. These are people that set up people and destroyed their lives. Right? These are people that wanted to get a guy because the criminal that thought she should have won, all right, and was doing criminal things, and she didn't win. And people got all upset, right? Trump is a problem for everybody there, and it was for Republicans because he didn't have no loyalty in anybody, right? No, they've been doing that. It sounds like that people are starting, and that with Facebook, the internet and stuff, with news getting so quick, that people are able to research and dig up stuff, and it's harder to hide now. Yeah, he is. He's dealing with it like a man, not a politician. And this is the problem that people have with him. All right, and so um, so here's the thing. Let me make something clear about impeachment. Okay, what's up, Sheriff King? With impeachment, all right, nobody really needs proof in the Democrats to have articles of impeachment. Right, he's a businessman. All right. So let me break this down. So anybody can impeach somebody on anything. They can figure something out, right? And that's like why it's a lose lose. All right. But a lot of things that went against the Democrats is they were trying to impeach this guy before he became president. So everybody knew this was a witch hunt, right? But nobody expect them to set people up, destroy lives, lie on people in the way that they did. All right. And they just didn't care, right? And I'm going to tell you why the Democrats didn't care. Because their voters don't care. Just like in some of the times the Republican voters don't care about what the Republicans do. The only people that really care about what people do is the independents. They're the ones that sway from one side to the next. All right. I keep telling us we should not be a part of any party because the parties are not down for us. All right. I want y'all to understand that. We should not be a part of any party. Keep them guessing. All right. These people that support the Democratic Party, we can understand for sure that they are down for wickedness. And I would like to say that I would like to believe that's not true. But if we look at it, they're okay with their people doing wickedness, breaking laws, having these rings that's going global. You know what rings I'm talking about? Let's put it this way, dealing with the same kind of stuff them Catholic priests was dealing with. Only it's starting with the Clinton Foundation, with Hillary. And Bill's probably some part of it too. This is going to the royals and everywhere. All right. You got dudes being snuffed out in prison. Oh, it was a suicide. Yeah, like we believe that. All right. What people don't understand about these articles of impeachment is that this impeachment stuff moves to the Senate. When it goes to the Senate, it's a trial. Well, what happens at the trial? At a trial, they are discussing with the president right now whose representative will be allowed to speak, kind of unhinged. All right. And with the information that they found with all this stuff, this setup, and the way that they did it, with this information that they found, all right, the Senate, this is going to remain something to be seen. Just because the House impeaches Trump don't mean he's going anywhere. That's like an indictment. All right. So it goes to the Senate. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court sits in. All right. And then they have the trial. And the president has lawyers there. And remember, this is an impeachment is not only is kind of a trial to defend yourself against these weak articles, but it's also political, which means that you best believe the president in this is going to bring up all the dirt. Now, at this point, Nancy Pelosi, from what I've read, have not sent the articles of impeachment to the Senate, and she needs to do that before the Senate can start doing what they do. All right. Now that they voted on them, all right, and this was a foregone and conclusion that they were going to vote on it. The Democrats are going to lose most of their voters that were swing voters. They're going to keep all their diehard Democrat voters because they don't care about justice or anything. And so the proverbial, what would happen if the other, if you know how they say, oh, women need to rule the world, this, that, and the other, the gender, we are starting to see what happens when people that only care about their emotions and feelings run stuff. Whole bunch of people get set up without any break. Justice goes out the window. The people that would challenge these people that don't believe in justice, they would try to silence one way or another. If you're not in lockstep with what they want to do, that means having free will is gone. They will try to destroy you. I kept wondering why Google kept striking videos, preventing people like me from talking. At no point did I advocate the destruction of anything because I just don't believe in that. I believe that eventually the Most High will take care of it. But then with all this stuff coming out, I believe it was a preemptive strike to try to silence as many of us as they can because basically Google's old model of do no harm, oh, that went out the window a while back. Now they're like, do as much harm as they can to the people that are being harmed. We got a people here that don't believe in justice or anything. We got a situation here where we watched and we see people set somebody up. In the media, people have been set up. All right, I want y'all to understand this. And the people that's watching people get set up really don't care. Because the only thing they care about is their brand. In this case, Democrat. What makes this worse than Clinton, I was against the Clinton impeachment. What makes this worse than the Clinton impeachment, well, there was the blue dress. Y'all know what I mean. They didn't set nobody up. They just had the blue dress. Everybody told their story. I mean, they did concoct, well, he lied under oath. That's actually a crime. But to go through all that to get a dude to lie under oath about something that shouldn't have been a part of anything. Hey, thank you, Texas Marine. All right, that's something else deeper. Let me Hey, what's up, Trump Andre? Um, Let me remind everybody, don't forget to subscribe to this or sub to this NGO. With this NGO, this is an NGO that I support in Brazil. I tried supporting us here, but these women shut it down, so I'm not doing it. Right? So I support us there. They're still part of the diaspora, right? Diaspora or diaspora, however you say it. But anyway, they will get donations based on the sub. All right. And so that's what they're working towards. They need just a number of people to sub. But in all of this, When I looked on Facebook and I looked at all these people happy, there's like, oh, we won. You ain't won crap. What you did though, what these people did do is basically they show us who they are. And that's what people don't get. They saying Trump is impeached, creating an indelible mark on his presidency. No. And history is going to show that the people that's going to have an indelible mark on them is not going to be the president, it's going to be the Democrats. Period. The president ain't going to have nothing on him. And I say this as a person that don't really vote. All right. But you do have a problem here. All right. And the problem that you have here is that, hold on for a second. A lot of these people, all right, the problem that you have here is that a lot of these people, all right, hold on. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna show you what's going on. I'm gonna show you what's going on. All right, so this is the Facebook feed. All right, and this is the ignorance of just, all right. There we go. Understand this. You got some valid points here. All right. So the Democrats got rid of Donald Trump only to have Mike Pence in office. They are so stupid. They just don't know what they did. But they didn't get rid of nobody. You see what I'm saying? The guy says impeachment is not a removal from office. No one paid attention in civics class. What he doesn't know is they don't have civics in class anymore. Somebody say Trump impeached. Still, what would that do for us? All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, I like this one. Say what you want about educated lames. At least we know the difference between impeachment and a conviction. And I was laughing at this. I was really laughing. Hold on. Look at this. This is really crazy. This is how ridiculous the so-called Afro community is. Look at this. I'm laughing at folks who are celebrating and think it's a win. Fool's going to be rioting in the streets when he's still in office next month, talking about the system ain't fair. Because many of the, remember, and this is the problem of our single households, single parent household that's primary a mother. Civics is not learned in the home. Be a man can't be learned in the home is because there's no man to teach you what that is. Somebody said, I can't believe I see people up and down my timeline celebrating like Trump has actually been ousted from out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And this is the problem with the Democratic electorate. They don't even understand the process. They vote for these people because they give them stuff like welfare, food stamps. Oh, that stuff is being cut. The Democrat says, be as bad as you want to be, and we'll give you these trinkets. Why? Because we want your people in our prison systems, which are now for profit prison systems, where we made an agreement with each state that you will always keep every day the prison system full to 90% capacity. That's modern day slavery, y'all. If you end up in these court systems for anything, you kind of screwed. If you don't understand the full process of the opposition controlling party in the next block, please delete yourself from my friends list. But what more can you do? Can you expect from a group that claims Christianity at 86% weight, at an 86% rate, but lives by none of the tenets of the religion and it invokes? Call it Negro Battle 19. Look at these comments. Let's see what these. Okay, here we go. All right. So you got a lot of brothers waking up. Wow. I didn't see this. All right. And so this is what you got going on. All right. So enough of that. So let's just get back to this. All right. This whole thing is a clown show, y'all. I'm pretty sure that some of y'all are seeing it. This whole thing is kind of a dangerous thing. We got to understand that no one is for us as a people when you're an Afro man. If you're a Caucasian man, at least you have your woman. Because that's what happened. Let me reiterate. Let me see if it'll play. I'm going to have to install my regular thing on here because I'm tired of this mess right here. But let me reiterate what this brother said. This brother said that, I'm trying to get it real quick. He was in a Blog TV interview, and I cut out the clip. Let me see, 508. I probably can't play it because I'm in the live. All right. So anyway, what he said is that the reason why Trump won and nobody knew about it is, one, there was a great deal of fear and consternation within the neighborhood of the Caucasian. And when people was like, okay, this is the brother that said it. People, he said, when they went, the Caucasian man was upset that his ability to have and protect his family was being stripped from him. So what happened is that they saw Trump and they went and voted for Trump, but so did their women. Their women did not join with the system that was oppressing their man. Their women get the same amount of welfare. It was designed for them. They get all the rest of the benefits any other single woman would get. But the women, their women, these men's women, still saw that if they're whole intact families, that both of them had a better chance of surviving and prospering. We are the only ones that have women that anytime somebody says, we know how, we're going to destroy your man, can we get your help? Because that's how they think. Oh, these are our men. They said, well, we're going to destroy them. Can we get your help? How much you going to pay me? See, that's the difference. All right. And at this time, their women said, no, we all want to vote for Trump. And then everybody's surprised he won by a landslide. The next miscalculation. People kept destroying, kept making things that destroyed the legacy of Afro men. They're trying to write us out of history. They're trying to teach us out of history. They're trying to tell these little Afro boys that they have no history to speak of. They're propping up the women over the men. All right. And because it's not us, that it's the system, and there's a reason that they're doing it. They understand that to get those that 90% jail rate, keep 90% of those jails filled, they need another partner to help them do that. They need somebody to help funnel those bodies into that. And so they come into the Afro community, talk to the females, and tell them, yeah, you can produce most of your children with only 61, with less than 1 or 2% of the population that's coming out of prison. We'll take care of you a little bit. And we don't care how you raise them. As a matter of fact, we will go to court and make sure you get them. Because we want you to raise them because we need to keep the prison system at a 90% capacity rate. Each state that signed these contracts with these for-profit prisons. And why? Because the state will have to pay a fine if those bodies ever drop below 90%, which means that there is no justice anymore. There is only profit. Period. All right. We get a guy in there and said, we're going to restore manhood. Because the guy in there is of the ilk that's not for a lot of the stuff that we see going on. So he believes that men should be able to protect their home. And it's going to come a time where people are going to erode and erode and erode some more of our rights. And I wonder what men are going to stand up, die standing up, or live as slaves on their knees. See what I'm saying? They're starting to figure out there's a lot of men that refuse to live as slaves on their knees. But I don't think these corrupt people that's running this system understand how to correct themselves. All right. Because not only do they miscalculate everything, you got a lot of these people that think they won something when this impeachment stuff is dead on arrival into the Senate. And Mitch McConnell pretty much let y'all know this thing is dead on arrival once it get into the Senate. Because the Senate is run by Republicans. And people should be so glad. The stuff that you've been seeing is evil, but the Democrats could do evil is because the people accept it when they do it. They say you could do evil to others, we just don't want them to be able to do it back to us. This is what the most corruptible thing is out of all of this. I mean, this man said it. And I like what he said. He said that man's woman stands by him when he gets weak. Understand this. Understand this. Let me see. I have it. Oh no, I just want to get this real quick. Get this guy's name. Um, Hold on for a second. Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Yeah, that's him. I just want to hear what he had to say real quick.
Of this dominance hierarchy with the white male as the alpha. That's how he got into office. It was angry white men feeling disenfranchised because of their seeming lack of power, and frightened white women also believing that their man is powerless and disenfranchised. They put Trump in the office.
So I hope y'all heard that. All right. But that's not the only ones that put Trump into office. All right. That's not the only one. So he said when Caucasian men started feeling powerless and their women saw them in a weakened state, their women helped their men get back to a state of having some rights, whereas the women that say that they're for us, the Afro men, joined with the state to did do us in more. That's the difference. So I got to do some more of my prep stuff, but that's the difference. All right, y'all have to understand. You have to really understand that we are on our own, but I don't think we are as on our own as I originally thought. And that is because a lot of people are getting tired of what this country is, not have become. This country has always been crooked towards the Afro men. All right. But what's happening now is a lot of the Caucasian people are starting to feel the burn. And they're like, oh, hey, wait a minute. They did this to a president because they didn't like him. What are they going to do to me? And remember, it's one party that's gone after somebody in such a manner that they decide we're going to destroy anybody that don't agree with us. And that's the scary part. With that said, I'm out, y'all. Don't forget my donation links is in the description box. The link for the NGO is also in the description box. Like, share, and subscribe if you all haven't already. I think most of you have. All right. And I will talk to you all a little later. With that said, I'm out.